For the next 30 days, I'll be trying to complete an Animal Crossing island while playing the game on hard mode. This is my own custom list of hard mode rules that include a ton of limitations. For example, Nooks is closed every day except Sunday. I can't time travel at all. I can't move buildings once they've been placed down. And all these other rules that you could just pause and read for yourself if you'd like. But don't worry, I'll make you well aware of each one as we move through the challenge. Anyway, my goals are pretty straightforward. By the end of this challenge, I need the island to reach at least 5 stars, I have to have an S-tier Happy Home rating for my house, and I need at least one top 10 villager living on my island as rated by this website, which is linked down below. I expect this place to be a chaotic mess by the time we're done with it, but let's just see how it goes. I'm always so excited to see this part of the game. We'll see if that excitement keeps up as I kind of battle the internal struggle of, ooh, fun new island and new challenge with, hey, these rules are really brutal, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. As always, we're Dan, and I'll give my character kind of the usual features that I typically go for. I already selected my correct nose and mouth. Oop, wait, gotta grab my hair color, which is nothing like my real hair color. In fact, the hair color I just threw away is probably closer. And now the first big decision, one I cannot change my mind about more than once as per the rules, and I'm nervous. I'm hoping these first 4 islands offer a lot here. So I'm always excited to see maybe an opportunity to get resident services either perfectly lined up with the airport or just in a spot that's kind of farther away so I can have like a cool entrance. And if I'm looking for that in particular, it looks like this one is actually not a bad candidate. This map here looks exactly like the one I did for my Switch 2 island, Trip Falls, so that's a bit weird. Then there's this one on the bottom right, which doesn't meet any of the criteria I just said. But the reason I like this one is the very unique mountain and river layout it has, plus it has a big peninsula. I never get islands with a big peninsula, and I don't feel like re-rolling, so I'm choosing this one. I don't know how much terraforming I'm gonna do in this 30 days, so I hope I don't regret it, because one of those rivers kind of looks like a butt. Let's just hope that we get off this plane and somebody on the list is top 10 and we can just be done with that little, challenge right out of the gate. If we could just get that goal finished right now, that'd be fantastic. No, I don't think we did it. Who do we have here? I'm actually not too familiar. Samson, and he's got a rating of 62, which actually isn't that bad. And then the other villager just took off. Where is everybody? Okay. And then we have Faith. And I'm kind of surprised. Faith is 258. So if you could all do me a favor, if you could just maybe start voting for Samson right now on the site, which is linked down below, that'd be great. Then again, knowing my luck, he'll want to leave, and I'll have to let him leave again, as per the rules. So I don't know. Let's just do it anyway, okay? Samson for top 10, please. Let's take our tent, grab our map, and let's remember that I'm not allowed to move my house once I place it down, which is terrifying. So given that I don't have a diving suit, I don't have a pole vault, I'm very limited as to where these first buildings can go. But I kind of feel like this place is kind of cool. If I don't end up terraforming, this looks nice, having like a house next to the rivers and stuff. If I do end up terraforming, then it won't matter too much. I think we can like make this spot kind of in the center of the island. Well, not really the center, but kind of like in the middle-ish of the island. Pretty good little plot. Plenty of room around it for like farm and stuff without like having myself right on top of resident services. This is cool. You know what I just noticed? They cleverly blocked the bulletin board with these boxes here in this part of the game. I've never walked up to this thing at this stage. That's weird. I never even would have thought to do a bulletin right now, but the fact that I can't is interesting. Anyway, yeah, so we'll end up taking out a cherry tree, but I think we have enough room on either side of the house and very little room kind of in the back, and I'm just gonna send it. I really hope I don't regret this. And now it's time to find a plot for Samson and Faith. Now, their plots are set in stone. There's nothing I can do about this because, again, one of the rules of this challenge is they get to pick where they want to live. So once I find them, we're going to know where they stay for the remainder of this challenge. And it looks like we have, wow, okay, Faith down here and Samson up here. So they're not too far away from each other. I can work with this. This is fine. Faith is looking to have some oceanfront property here, so I'm sure Tom Nook is going to rake in some cash. This looks good to me. I really don't like that I can't choose where it is, especially because the way I do islands these days is I put everybody on the beach so that I can, mold and shape the island the way I want, and then just move them to like a permanent spot when I'm ready. Having to commit to this now, though, I guess takes a little bit of decision making off of my hands like early on, so there is that benefit, I guess. There you go, Samson. Enjoy. We got his orange tent ready to go. And now we get to prepare for our island warming party. So, easy enough. Scoop up some cherries, pick up our 10 tree branches, and then feed everybody cherry on a stick or whatever he's planning on making here. And with all that done, it's time to pick a name for the island. And as you may have seen in the rules, I have to have this island name named via a random name generator. So I found this random name generator for fantasy towns, and I guess I'll just see what this gives me. Some of these aren't that bad. Lizardwood's kind of funny. Mistfall, Sungate, Orwood. A few more clicks in, and I'm starting not to be able to actually read them, but I think I'm gonna settle on this one. Calling the island Grimvale kind of matches my like expected outcome for how this series is gonna go. If you can't tell, I'm just a little worried about reaching 5 stars in 30 days with no time traveling. So yeah, Grimvale feels fitting. All right, now I think it's time to get into the actual real day one on this island. We have our radio, we have our lantern, and of course, our camping cot. We'll get some rest and then wake up to an itemized bill. I kind of wish that in the game you would consistently get like actual paper bills from Tom Nook. That would be pretty funny. This is the only time you get like this piece of paper. Okay, we've officially been cut loose and it's time to get to work. First, I'm going to place a couple things down in my tent. You always get mailed this photo now. It's just so weird to give this photo before you even met Lottie or any of the characters in it. I'll put my radio over here for the time being, right in the corner. And we need to start collecting points. So my plan for day one is just to get the 5,000 points that I need to get my first loan paid down and go from tent to small house. So we get 500 for doing the, I don't know, existing? I don't really know. By now, I should be able to get these 5,000 points with my hands tied behind my back. We can definitely post something on the bulletin board. And I think the first bulletin board message really needs to set the tone for life on a new island. So I think I have a message here that will, you know, meet that criteria. I think something like this will get the point across. Yeah, I'll take some points for that. That'll be great. 300, not bad. We're on our way. I'll talk to Tom Nook and see if he can, you know, get us going on some stuff too. Starting with the DIY workshop. Let's learn how to make all of our starting tools and everything else. And what's cool about playing it this time of year is that we're actually getting things like acorns and stuff. So this is good, because we are going to need to rely pretty heavily on things like DIYs and stuff like that. We can't use Nooks, you know, for most days. It's open on Sundays, and that's it. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I'm playing at a time where the game is going to kind of dump a lot of DIY recipes on us. And overall, I think that's going to keep us really busy, because we are going to need a lot of stuff to get 5 stars in the amount of time that we've given ourselves. We'll also talk money-making methods soon, but I think we'll save that for like day 2 or 3. Speaking of money, I do have some stuff that I can sell to make some money, but again, it's Monday. I can't go to Nooks today. Well, unless the tutorial kind of requires me to. But we can at least start to, you know, gather up the belongings that we can sell to, you know, Timmy and Tommy. Right. I don't know if I mentioned it, but in this version of Animal Crossing, you can only wear clothes that are handcrafted or earned through other means, such as, you know, found in the trash bin or given to you by villagers. And I'm going to assume that these were clothes that I brought with me and probably purchased at like an outlet mall or something before I hopped on the plane. So they are tainted. I can't wear these, unfortunately. Anyway, let's make our fishing rod. And while we're here, our net as well. And why not? A campfire, just for giggles. We can also learn how to craft our simple DIY workbench that Nintendo sent us. And from there, yeah, I guess we just start catching bugs and fish. This is not a terrible time of year to be doing this. If we were playing closer to winter, that would be kind of annoying. But this should get us some nice, easy points to start with. As per the rules, I do have to donate everything I catch and collect the very first time I get it. And from there, we can sell it. So, you know, this will eventually become a money-making opportunity. This right here will fill up my inventory. So I'll go ahead and start donating, which of course unlocks the museum tent. Now, unfortunately, I'm very, very limited in places that I can put the museum, which is, you know, only a little frustrating. So basically, I'm trying to decide where I want it relative to resident services. Now, we know the airport is really close by. It's just right here. And part of me kind of wonders if this is an opportunity to make the museum line up with the airport, which actually I don't think is possible. I think the steps just wouldn't line up correctly. Interestingly, the beach over here is actually really big. Compared to, you know, just, I guess, other spots on my beaches at the moment. But putting Blathers over here on the beach just, I don't know, kind of feels wrong. So I kind of think my next best bet would be to put it somewhere up here. So it's really close to resident services, and we can maybe make like a little path that goes from the museum entrance over to the plaza. And yeah, you know, it won't be too far away or anything. But if you're standing like right here, it might kind of give like, you know, some nice kind of comfy, cozy town vibes. There's like a museum here, and you got resident services. We could put Abel's somewhere close by and just kind of keep everything consolidated kind of in the middle. And then, you know, a couple of houses nearby. I don't know. It won't look too bad. It'll just feel, I guess, a little bit more busy in this part of the island, and I can work with that. So again, I could overthink this, or I could just go ahead and plop this down here, hoping that this spot is epic enough. I really hope this town can look like something by the time we're done. I'm so nervous. Anyway, checking on our points now, it looks like we have some waiting for us for DIYs. Oh, and that's it. Luckily though, there's plenty of other things we can do right now to just stay busy. Like plant some flowers, craft some more tools, catch our first batch of bees. I know they're wasps, but it's funnier to say batch of bees. Gather up some furniture from trees. This is a cat litter box. That's cool. Gather up a new type of crafting material. Use it to craft more new things, and then try to shove those things in my house so I can earn some points for decorating. Don't mind the cat litter. That's just there for putting out tent fires. And then it's time to check on our Nook Miles. We gathered up some logs. There we go. We broke an axe. We put some things in our house. We put some things outside of our house. Shook up some trees. And that's it. The furniture from the trees. This is good because I usually forget you can get points for getting furniture from trees. And I don't often shake trees, so that's just kind of some extra icing on the cake for us. This puts us halfway towards our goal of 5,000 points. So yeah, I guess from here, I just kind of continue to do that grind until I get 5,000. There's other things we could do too, though. I think we get some points for talking to this Nook Stop. This will begin our daily bonus countdown here, or count up, or whatever you want to call it. But the main thing I'm here to do is basically make another axe. Oh wow, I found the money rock. I wasn't expecting to see that over here. I think this is the only other rock I can hit before I get my vaulting pole. So yeah, that's not bad at all. All right, I've given myself a little outdoor crafting area next to my tent, so I don't have to keep walking back into nooks all the time. Then we got some points for more bugs, and even more bugs, as well as DIY furniture and DIY tools. Let's go ahead and do our passport stuff right now. We obviously need a new photo, you know, one that captures, again, the essence of our challenge here. Perfect. We'll add our comment here as well, and I guess an appropriate title. An easy 300 points. Now, there are points on the table here if we're willing to sell some things like fruit to Timmy and Tommy. But again, Nooks is only technically open on Sunday, and even though this is the first day and it's the tutorial, I am going to try to abide by that rule unless it just becomes, I guess, impossible to continue. It's just like my personal goal to get these 5,000 points today. I don't necessarily have to do that. I could wait till tomorrow and get my points that way. It is hard mode. I can't expect to just snap my fingers and have all kinds of points like it's, you know, no problem. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna need your votes here for Samson. I was trying to like get him to stop fishing so I could interact with him. Maybe he'd have a present for me. So I ran into him for a bit, and well, yeah, now he's mad. Maybe Faith will give me something. Yeah, see, there we go, a recipe for a leaf umbrella. Anyway, all that was worth another 300 points, so I'll take it. And we got some points for using the Nook phone. We're almost there. Oh, and I almost forgot that we can get some, you know, points for taking a photo. So I don't know, maybe I end up using this in a future thumbnail or something. I'll just take it. An additional 300 points for me, bringing us to 5,050 points. Let's pay up. And now we are officially tent owners. This is also where we unlock the Nook Mile redemptions that we have for every, you know, everyday use. Look at that, 500 points for paying down our loan. It's important to remember that you absolutely need to tell him to upgrade your house after you pay down any loan. And I know I'm reminding you about this when the game is very old at this point, but I still forget to do it. This bit me recently during a different playthrough. So let's just go ahead and do that. I think I'll just go with, I don't know, like a black roof or something, and Yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm excited that we already are gonna have a house with some storage in it by tomorrow. And this is where he gives us the upgraded Nook Mile redemption program, the Nook Mile Plus benefits. Now, these are something that we need to make sure we're on top of. We have to do 5 of these a day. So here it is, Nook Miles Plus has been added. And at this time, the current things we can do are plant trees or shrubs, which I don't have a shovel. Catch fish, we can do that. Spend bells to buy items. We can't do that. We also can't sell shells, and we can't earn bells by selling items. Now, this is why the language is do 5 of these a day. We may not be able to do some of them, but the ones we can do, we probably should, until we hit 5. So if I catch 5 fish, a new one will populate. If the game soft locks me and I can't do anything because of the Nook's Cranny rule, then oh well, then I get stuck. But basically, every single day, I got to do 5. For now, I'm going to put all of the fish and the bugs I've already caught in this spot here. And that's just kind of like a reminder to myself that these ones are safe to sell when the time comes. I went ahead and crafted the leaf umbrella. I actually think it kind of looks cool here by the campsite. I think putting it like that, I don't know, it just kind of adds something. Anyway, I just need to catch a few more fish for that first task, and I'm terrible at this. It's taking so long. Samson's back to fishing. Still seems a little bit upset, but you know, well, I don't know. One day we'll be friends, I guess. And look at that. We have a few things to claim here. We have angling for perfection, which I'm sure I'll mess up here at some point soon. And with that, we have our 5 fish caught. The next task is to catch a zebra turkey fish. Oh my gosh. This game is trying to get me to rage quit. Quick update. It looks like Samson is finally done being mad at me and is going to give me something. It's a hat. It's my first piece of earned clothing, and it's an outdoor hat. I am technically allowed to wear this, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, well, it's not a forever hat, but you know what? Yeah, why not? I still haven't caught the zebra turkey fish, but I am also at least still catching, like, new fish. So the museum's coming along. On the one hand, I'm still very annoyed at how long this is taking, but on the other hand, I've already caught a ray, and it's day 1. That's another fishing rod. This is going to be the 3rd fishing rod I'm making since getting this task. I don't know. I have mixed feelings right now. Usually in Animal Crossing, when I get a task to catch a specific fish, I always ignore it because of this exact problem. It's so hard to catch one very specific type of fish. Even a sea bass, I would usually ignore it. But being able to catch all these brand new fish is kind of rewarding. So I don't know. That's kind of the only thing keeping me going right now. I also caught one of these, the king salmon. It feels like we're getting some really rare fish now. And that just goes to show how long I've been at this. Ah, there it is. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe how long that took. All right, let's get our points and hope for not another fishing task. 300, I'll take it. And plant flower seeds. Okay, we can't do that. We don't have any flowers, shrubs, anything like that. So we are locked out of doing any more tasks for today. But that's all right. You know, I'm going to call that within the rules. Let's throw our king salmon on the pile here. And this is what the museum donation pile is currently looking like. This is a lot for, again, day 1. I know I was complaining about the zebra turkey fish, but I've only been actually recording here for a couple of hours. So things are moving along pretty fast. This is also the sell pile right here. We can now place down our zebra turkey fish and then the couple of extra sea bass as well. And I think that brings day 1 to a close. Subscribe for day 2, or I put it somewhere on the screen here so you can just click on it. I still think you should subscribe though, and I'll see you over there.